All right, you are correct. Finally, you got there.
Yay! Oh my god!
YouTube, welcome back to another segment featuring the one and only Voxy Twitch here, who will be returning to give us another breakdown of the cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! That are good or bad, depending on her interpretation. Last time you were here, you said that you had absolutely none whatsoever background knowledge on Yu-Gi-Oh! However, you've been playing a bit recently, haven't you?
I did a sponsored stream. Yes.
How was that? What was it? Tell us your thoughts on the game. Like, what was that like?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Doing that thing with you was like kind of helpful because I knew what turning things like to the side. I didn't realize that when you put something in defense mode, you put it upside down. Like you put it face down, but turned to the side. So it was like a surprise on what it could be. I thought that they knew what it was and it was just in defense mode.
So, what kind of decks were you playing? Because I think it might have just been... Was it Rush Duel or was it, like, regular?
It was Duel Links. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I do, but, like,
okay.
it's weird because there's, like, 2 game modes, basically.
Yeah, it was called Duel Links. I don't know. I got to, like, go around this little town and I met... Okay, I know the names of people now. I know Yugi, that's me, and Kaiba, and Josh, and Joey.
Josh?
Joseph? I don't know. I think what I played with was like vanilla creatures, so I was like, oh, this is easy. I haven't lost once. But then I got into like an actual person and then they did a bunch of stuff and I like blinked and I was dead. So I don't know.
That's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Experience. Once you start,
yeah,
that's the power creep. Like, I don't know if the curve is similar in Magic between like a pile of just junk and then like an actual cohesive strategy. It's very different.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yes, I had a pile of junk. Okay.
Based on your experience, I think that you should have a strong chance here. So let's see what you can give us today. This is your first card. Now the goal is for you to decide if it's a good card or if it's a bad card. It should be pretty cut and dry for us as Yu-Gi-Oh players observing this, but I would like to present to you number 1, Book of Eclipse. This is a quick play spell, which I suppose the equivalent is an instant, and I'm sure you know how quick plays work by now. You can activate Book of Eclipse as a quick play. It is a change all face-up monsters on the field to face-down defense position. But during the end phase, you basically flip all of them back up, and then your opponent draws a card equal to the number of monsters changed face-up by this. So in the context of the game, your opponent can like summon like 5 guys, you book them all, and then in the end phase, they all flip up and they draw 5 cards.
What I'm reading this is like I'm being face down with a bunch of monsters that are about to attack me. I can pop this off, kind of like negate their attack for a turn, but they get to draw cards.
You could use it like that. Yeah, that is one usage.
What else would you do that for? Why would I ever want to give them cards? And
well, in a practical,
I need to save myself.
In a practical sense, like obviously you can wait until the battle phase before the attack, or if they are doing a bunch of combos in their main phase, like if they're activating cards, they have like a monster that has a really powerful effect on summon, you can just immediately book it down so they can't activate it, and then in the end phase they'll flip up. So those are like the 2 practical applications of Book of Eclipse. I
feel like ideally I wouldn't want this in my deck. I don't know if there's some sort of combo that goes with it, but like again, this just seems like it seems like an unfortunate fog. Because like fog, you give them, like I'm giving them cards with this fog, and I don't really like that. So I don't think that this card is good. I don't want it in my deck, I don't think.
So you think disrupting your opponent and putting their monster face down for an entire turn...
I don't want to hear another word out of your fucking mouth, okay? I'm not listening to you.
Alright, so what's your final answer? Bad card? Okay. Voxy, you are incorrect. Book of Eclipse...
What?
Book of Eclipse is actually a very, very good card that has decent amount of applications and has been meta relevant.
Why?
While your opponent might be able to draw cards in the end phase, the idea generally is like maybe you don't even get there. Because if you're going second, is most important of all, where you didn't really see the usage of this card, is if your opponent has like a big field, you can put all of those monsters face down. Cards that have powerful continuous effects, for example, a Rise Heart, which is banishing everything. You put everything face down, and then you can proceed to start picking apart the monsters, and nothing will flip up in the end phase anyway. Do you remember this card? I have something...
Yes, I know this one.
Okay, so Mirror Force Launcher we agreed was a good card, right?
Good card.
Okay, so I just wanted to recap your memory on this. Let's go back to your second question, and this is Mirror Force Launcher.
Oh, dear god.
So Mirror Force Launcher is a continuous trap card, which says that once per turn during your main phase, you can discard a monster and then add a Mirror Force from your deck or grave to your hand. If this set card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect sent to the grave, take this from the grave and Mirror Force from your hand, deck, or graveyard, and then set both of them to your field. And if it's set by this effect, it can be activated that turn.
This seems good.
It's a continuous trap card.
Why would you just put Mirror Force in your deck regularly? Why do you need this? Why do you, because what, you get it?
Well, no, you can search it. Like, so now you have more copies of Mirror Force.
Every instinct in my body is telling me this card is not good for some reason, and I can't pinpoint as to why. But if Mirror Force was good, then Mirror Force Launcher, technically speaking, should be good.
I just love watching you go through like the 5 stages of grief right now. Like it's fantastic.
I talk myself in and out of like 3 different thoughts. Like, because
I don't even need to say anything for that. You're doing it to yourself. Like,
oh my god, I'm gaslighting myself. Okay, I'm gonna go with I don't know why, but this is just what my instinct tells me. This just is bad.
Correct. Mirror Force Launcher is not good.
Yay!
So
why is it bad? Why is it bad? Is it because of what I said?
Well, so I was hoping you would remember our last conversation from the last time we did this, which is Mirror Force is bad currently. It was just historically very, very good. So I gave you the point anyway, because Mirror Force is, you know, in a good, was in a very, very good spot. But Mirror Force Launcher is actually a very new card. And searching Mirror Force to set and wait for your opponent to attack into it, now they know you have it, is like beyond slow. It's horrible. It's tragically bad. A monster card. This is Psy-framegear Gamma. This is a level 2 light psychic tuner. Tuners are basically cards that help you access your extra deck, your companions, I think, as it were. Remember we talked about how in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Did you
when you say like magic terms like that?
So this is Psy-framegear Gamma. It cannot be normal summoned or set, which essentially means you can't put it on the field except by its own effect, which is it must be special summoned by a card effect. When your opponent activates a monster effect, while you control no monsters, you can special summon both of this card from your hand and a Psy-frame driver. Psy-frame driver is just sort of a companion monster to it from your main deck. The Psy-frames all sort of have this synergy. So you basically summon this and another big guy, and then you also negate and destroy the monster. And then during the end phase, it banishes itself as well as the monster special by this effect.
But you can only do that if you have no monsters.
Yeah, you need to control no monsters, and it also has no other use other than the hand effect because it can't be normal summoned.
Who's Psy-frame driver? What are they? Are they like, what's their like thing?
Psy-frame driver is a psychic soldier that rides on currents of lightning into battle. That's his flavor text. He doesn't do anything else. It's a level 6 monster that just exists. It requires 1 sacrifice to summon. It's not ideally people refer to it as the Garnet. It's a card you don't want to draw. And I was actually talking to Magic people about this last night. There's no equivalent term for this in Magic, which I find bizarre.
I think this card's trash.
Okay. Negating and destroying an opponent's card is trash?
You have to have no monsters yourself. It just gets out this, what did you call it? Just a guy you don't want, just that he vibes.
You don't really want to draw driver, but it does summon it for free from the main deck, yeah. Or the graveyard.
What's his, is he like big attack? This guy has no defense. What is that about?
Yeah, so driver's big. He's got 2,500 attack points.
Bad. I don't like that.
Voxy, Psy-framegear Gamma is a very good hand trap. It is a very good card. So, Psy-framegear Gamma is a hand trap, which is one of the ways in Yu-Gi-Oh! That allow you to actually have a chance going second. If your opponent is doing a big combo, or they have a lot of, just a lot of combos going on, you need cards in your hand that do something on your opponent's turn. Gamma can negate and destroy something that they're doing, and it gives you a body in the process.
Oh, this card has flash. You can do this on your opponent's turn. I didn't realize that you could flash this in. I thought that this doesn't count. I didn't know that you could. You didn't say what quick effect was.
Okay, I should have said it was a flashy instant.
You could, yeah, it's an instant.
Okay, it's a flashy instant that summons a land from your deck, Voxy, my bad. This is Terrors of the Overroot. This is a normal trap card, so you have to set it and wait, and then you use it generally on your opponent's turn as a trap card. So, it target a card your opponent controls, and one card in their graveyard. Send the first one that you targeted from the field to the graveyard, and then set the other card from your opponent's graveyard to the field.
So you're doing the old switcheroo. I guess it's good to like get something off of the field that you don't want to see it, but you said that you can pull stuff out of your graveyard very easily in Yu-Gi-Oh. So
well, you're giving them a card from their graveyard.
why is this so much harder this time around? I don't like it.
You've improved, so I gotta up the ante here.
No, I did. I played for 2 hours since I last talked to you 2 weeks ago. I don't know anything.
All right, fine. Right, we're scrapping this. Pot of Greed. Draw 2 cards. Is it a good card, Foxy?
Good card.
Oh, woo! Well done. Yeah, woo! Let's go.
Yay.
Winner.
I want to say that this card is bad. I think because, God, here's my thought process. I feel like it's good, but it also could be bad. Because you pull something out of their graveyard for them, and you put away like a powerful card or something into their graveyard, but then they can get it out, and then they get their free card out of their graveyard.
Okay.
You can like get a good card off the battlefield or whatever, and put a poopy card out, but then they can get their good card out of their graveyard.
Okay, this card is good. It is a good card. So
why? Is it because you get to remove like their powerful effect or whatever, or powerful card off of the battlefield?
essentially, yeah. So you deal with the most current threat, and then you give them something else from their graveyard face down, which generally isn't going to be super great at that current moment. But it's also very specifically good against certain decks that require you to not have like a set card. The most popular example being like Kashtira. So yeah, this one is a little bit more tougher because it does require some context, but the rules are very clear. If it's a good card in general, it's a good card. So that's what I've tried to do here. This is a normal spell card, Ancient Leaf. If your life points are 9,000 or more, pay 2,000 life points to draw 2.
You start out with 8 life points, right?
8,000 is your starting points, yes. So you're gonna have to gain up to 9, and then you can draw 2 by paying 2.
How easy is it to gain life in Yu-Gi-Oh?
If you play the right cards, it's very easy.
Would you say, as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, that life is a resource?
Yeah, like generally the last life point is your life points are generally irrelevant until the last life point. Yeah, there's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards that require payments of life, etc., etc. And generally there's no difference between 1 life point and 0 life points. 1 life point and 10,000 life points, because you're still there, right? That's sort of the main important thing.
I have said every last card is bad, and then I've been wrong the whole time, and then every instinct in me wants to say that this is bad, because I don't know. I just feel like.
So you're trying to not actually.
Good.
So you're not trying to analyze the card. You're just trying to create and find a pattern in my quiz to break, right?
No, what I'm doing is I'm realizing that my general instinct is off for Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm trying to combat that. Last time I had you to make me doubt myself. Now I just doubt myself in general. So it's just
I'm not trying to make this an existential like failure on your part here. Come on.
I'm having a hard time. If you have 9,000 or more, you could pay 2 points to draw 2 cards. Everybody likes drawing cards. Life is a resource. This card is good.
So even with the activation requirement
In the right deck, it's good, right? But you have to have 9. Wait, but you have to have 9,000 or more.
Yes, remember you start with 8,000.
And then if I eat 2, then I'll only have 7, and I'll have to gain life again to then spend to it. Bad card.
All right, you are correct. Finally, you got there.
Yay! Oh my god.
So I feel like you're right for the wrong answer, for the wrong reason. So you're saying that this.
That's what everybody keeps saying. They're like, "There's no way she got that right."
So
thinking it correctly. Why?
So why is it bad? You're saying it's bad because it costs 2,000?
It's bad because you have to have over 9, and then you spend 2, and then you have to get back up to 9 to then draw 2 again.
Yeah, but but at that point you've resolved the cards. You still draw 2. It's not like.
Oh, fair.
It's not like you go up and then go down and then, like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's very simply...
No, this is an instant... Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm right. Don't matter.
Okay. So yeah, the reason basically is, like, the activation requirement. You need to have 9,000 life points to use this. You start with 8,000. Yeah. There's very few cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! That get you 1,000 life points just, like, for free as part of your win condition, except cards you specifically put in your deck that gain you life points. And those cards that you put in your deck to just, for no other purpose, just to gain life points, are bad. They just don't really do anything. They just gain you life points, but like that isn't killing your opponent, you know. Is the issue. You may as well
just put in like a card that you want in there.
Yeah.
Instead.
Even decks that have life gain abilities like Rika, like Pearly, you don't play this anyway, because it's just that's how volatile it is to have such a very specific activation requirement. So yeah, Ancient Leaf is pretty bad. There was a period in time, I think a few years ago, there was like some rumors going around that Konami were going to change the rules of the game and increase the life points to like 12,000 or something. So this card got bought out because of some rumors. It was very funny. This is your, this is Light and Darkness Dragon, a level 8 light dragon that cannot be special summoned. While face up on the field, this card is also a dark monster. So it's a light and a dark, always well in the field. Now, once per chain, once per stack, I think, or at the beginning of any card being activated, but only once in a stack, I think. So basically, anytime a card is activated, he will respond with this effect, but only in that chain. So you would have to like resolve the chain, resolve the stack, then another card is activated, then he would activate again. During either player's turn, when a spell card, trap card, or monster effect is activated, this card loses 500 attack and defense, and the activation is negated. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, target a monster in your graveyard, if possible, destroy all cards you control, and then special summon that monster, if any.
It sits there, it's stopping everything from happening while slowly killing itself. And then once it's finally dead, or once it has no defense left, destroys all
It doesn't
stuff
destroy
that
itself.
you control.
No, it will just go down to very low stats, but it won't like just implode. Your opponent has to destroy it. Like they have to attack over it when it gets small enough, or yeah, just when this card is destroyed and sent to the grave, you can revive something and destroy all of your own cards.
So, okay, so never die through zone effect. If it doesn't have the 500 to spend, it won't do it. It'll just sit there for 300-400.
Yeah, because it'll go, if it negates enough cards, it'll be too small to negate, so it'll just be kind of, yeah, it'll just be vibing. 800, 400 is the minimum it'll go to, yeah. So it'll be very small.
Because it hurts your stuff too. It makes your monsters not be activated. And then
It does stop all cards, yes. That is important that you pointed that out.
It stops all cards.
Yes, any card. When a spell, trap, or monster is activated, it loses and negates the activation.
I played this card is bad.
Unfortunately, you are wrong again. Light and Darkness Dragon was historically probably one of the most powerful boss monsters ever in the game. When this guy was meta, it was absolutely unbelievable. You are summoning a giant monster onto the field, and it just negates everything your opponent does. And then the idea was, yes, it does have that drawback of destroying all the cards you control, but you're not committing anything to the field because you're sitting on Lad. Then when Lad dies, then you commit your cards to the field. I will make you feel better and say that this card hasn't been good in like 10 years, but the rules is, if it was ever good, then it's considered good. I'll give you your final one. This one is a bit of a bonus one, but this is, I assume you remember how, well, you can see that the color is a bit different on Dark Witch, isn't she? She's yellow.
Yes.
It's a level 5, which means it needs a sacrifice in order to summon. It's a light fairy level 5 monster. A popular creature in mythology that delivers fatal attacks with a sharp spear.
Yeah, it's not that good because I also played with vanilla creatures when I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them were just slightly smaller than this, and they didn't even need a sacrifice. I'm ready for you to just absolutely fuck my world up with the correct answer being that she's good. So go ahead, ruin my day.
So I put this one as a little bonus. It's correct either way. This is a pretty terrible trash card, but I wanted to show you the beauty of Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is that even the most very random, terrible card from 20 years ago can still be relevant. The reason why Dark Witch was ever played semi-recently in 2016, that was like 6 years ago, but still, that's still what we would consider probably like modern-ish Yu-Gi-Oh! There was still a use for this card because you would activate Brilliant Fusion, send Lazuli to add this back to your hand from the graveyard, fusing from the deck, add it back to your hand, and then you contribute summon over the Seraphonite to trigger your Return of the Monarch to get a search of a Monarch, and then summon again because Seraphonite gives you an extra normal summon. Because of the very specific stats of Light Fairy, it was playable in a meta deck once upon a time. So I will give you the bonus point regardless, since it's correct either way. These were hard cards. These were difficult ones. All right, Voxy, you have been an amazing guest as always. Thank you so much for being on here. This was very, very fun. Yeah, you are okay at analyzing cards. I hope you're better at it in Magic. So where can people find you? Where can people see more of your content?
Find me on Twitch at Voxy, and I'm Voxy Twitch everywhere else.
Thank you so much for joining. Take care, everyone. Leave a comment down below with your criticism of what card she actually got right but wasn't wrong. They love to do that. Peace out, and See yas.